Welcome to 47th lecture. In this lecture we will study effective or RMS value. Here is a small recap from lecture number 46. We studied the average value of a signal, and we solved an example for a sinusoid, and we computed that to be 0. So that is why we are forced to find another value that is non-zero for sinusoids, and that is the effective value. We also call it RMS, where R stands for root, M for mean, S for squared. I will explain why it is RMS shortly. General formula for computing RMS or effective value of a signal that is periodic. It may not be sinusoid, but it's a general formula for any periodic function f of t. That is, we work in reverse order. RMS, root, mean, square. When working in reverse order, we'll first compute square, then mean means average, that we computed in our last lecture 46, and then we'll compute root means square root. So with this black color I have computed the squared, with the green color I have computed the mean or average, and finally with the blue color I have computed the square root to illustrate these three operations applied in reverse order. We first compute square, then mean, then square root. Then we'll solve an example for cos omega t plus theta. VRMS for this signal would be applying root mean square formula. First square it, v squared cos squared omega t plus theta. The second operation is computing mean, integrated over its time period. In last lecture we studied that any signal with frequency omega, angular frequency omega, the time period is 2 pi over omega. You can refer to my lecture 46 if you cannot understand this. T is 2 pi over omega. We divide it with t, and then as a last step we compute this root, that is square root. Solving this involves all the knowledge from your elementary classes, from your elementary classes, from your school and college. Solving it does not apply. To solve this you don't have to apply circuit analysis, but your elementary knowledge that you sought in school and college, right? So 1 over 2 pi over omega can be written as omega over 2 pi. This v square is not the function of t, therefore it can be taken out. Cos square omega t using half angle formula we studied in elementary schools and college. It can be written as 1 plus cos 2 pi 2 omega t plus 2 theta divided by 2. And then once we solve it, this 2 is a constant, it can be taken out of the integral, and then we are left with 1 plus cos 2 omega t plus 2. This is not e, this is theta. 1 plus 2 theta. Then let's move on to the next slide. Here we can compute its integral. The integral of 1 is t, the integral of cos is sine. The integral of cos omega t is sine omega divided by omega. Here we have 2 omega t, therefore we divide by 2. So all this was studied in college. Omega v squared over 4 pi, we put the limits 2 pi over omega here, then, and the second limit, the lower limit is 0. So putting t is equal to 0 here it becomes 0. Putting a 0 in sine makes sine of 0, and we know sine of 0 is a 0. So we are left with this omega cancels because we have omega in the denominator of both these terms. So omega cancels, and this we are left with this 2 pi plus this sine of 4 pi plus 2 theta. We know that sine of 2 pi is 0. This means sine of 4 pi is also 0. If you continue drawing sine 4 pi beyond 2 pi, you see at 4 pi it is 0, at 6 pi it is 0. So for all multiples of integer multiples of pi, sine of n pi is 0, where n is any integer. It can be 2, 3, 4, 5. For all integer multiples of pi, this sign is 0. And we studied that plus 2 theta doesn't affect. And and then we finally solve it. We reach to an RMS value is v squared over 2, right? V squared over 2. So once we solve square root of 2, it is 1.414, and 1 over 1.414 is 0.0707. There is a small homework at the end for students, and that is homework is there is a small homework that on the same lines you have to compute VRMS for sine function. We have for sine function, right? So this is your homework. So go through it, and we'll apply the same technique to compute RMS value of the sine function exactly on the same lines that we followed to find RMS value of a cosine function in this lecture. We will continue studying about AC signals and their properties in our upcoming lectures. Thank you.